So I'm excited about the book that just came back today. It's one of my all-time favorite books. It's my top 5 books, maybe top 3 favorite books of all time. I've got my own copy up here on the wall, and this is not my copy. However, this is the nicest copy of this book that I've ever seen. I'm really excited about it. I think I already said that, but it came in as a 9.4. I did my typical, normal, painstakingly slow cleaning and pressing process, and I put my best foot forward on this one. I cannot make this book look any nicer than it looks right now, or when I submitted it to CGC. So let's just get it unboxed. Let's see what happens, see what kind of grade we can get out of this gorgeous, gorgeous key book. Okay, so imagine it's 1986, I think it might have been 86 or 87. And you walk into your local comic shop, you instantly are hit with that smell of paper that we all know. I guess it's still there now, but it was definitely a thing back then. It seemed to be more prominent back then than now, maybe because a lot older books were kept in stock in some of these places. Millions of books sometimes if you go to the right place. Yeah, and so, you go, you look, and you know where your books normally are, where you buy them every week, every month. And so you walk to that spot, you pick up the books you wanted for that. Hopefully they're in. You grab them, you walk to the counter, and sometimes they've got new books posted, on the wall. Well, this book right here, not this particular copy, was on the wall back there. They had just gotten it in, and it was $20. And I fell absolutely in love with it. I don't know what struck me about this book, but I had to have it. So yeah, I asked my parents, and basically my birthday was coming up soon. So this was my birthday present, and it's still up here on the wall right here. So this is the book that I saw on the wall back then for the first time in my local comic shop. And yeah, it's one of the most popular books, I'm sure, out there. Everybody I talk to loves this issue for many, many, many reasons. Story-wise, cover, the art, all that good stuff. So yeah, this is a very special issue where just everything went right when they published this issue, and they just nailed it on this one. So this was a 9.4. Now I do know the grade on this book. The owner of the book wanted to know immediately once it was graded by CGC. So I always ask, I say, do you want to know the grade? I can look. And if they say yes, I look. If they say no, I wait for the unboxing. But this time he just had to know. So I know he was very happy because this happened. I've never held a 9.8 copy of this book before, and now I have. And it's white pages. It doesn't get any better than this. There's only a couple hundred 9.8s in the population. If you want an investment book, that's a pretty strong one. I don't think you're ever going to go wrong with this one. So yeah, just thrilled that it came out. Best case scenario. But literally, this book has 2 defects. It has like the most minuscule break. I mean, you got to be looking for it. Minuscule little color break right there on the spine. And then the top of the spine, or what was at the bottom, has a bindery ding. So this is a 1 defect, man-made defect book right here. Everything else is just flawless. I mean, my opinion, possible 9.9 here. You're not going to find a nicer copy in the population. I can't imagine there is a nicer copy. No bin gate issues on this one, so that's good news. Yeah, I will never, ever, most likely in my lifetime, hold a copy that is this nice of this book right here. I wish it was mine. So it was about a $1,000 book when the guy acquired it, and now its last sale was something like $5,300 or somewhere in that range. I wouldn't part for this book for under $7,000 because it's like a 9.88. Yeah, it's just crazy. I still can't get over how nice this book is. So yeah, if The owner is thrilled. I'm going to go ahead and ship it off to him reluctantly. It's very, very hard to get this out of my grip. Speaking of which, I got an update on the finger. It's better. There's permanently going to be these 2 bumps on top. They said it's never going to straighten out fully. Range of motion is getting there. I can't touch there yet. A lot of the stiffness is in this joint, not this one, because this finger was pretty immobilized for a while. Still a lot of redness. She said this is perfectly normal. It takes months for this to heal. But I've been using it with tack iron and everything, and you know, it's going fine. I don't have much discomfort. I can't do it for more than a few minutes at a time, but I normally don't do it for more than a few minutes at a time anyway. So there's certain things I have to be careful doing. You know, it's more if it ends up getting pushed to the side. Up and down, not really a problem. It's if I bump it this way, or if I bump this knuckle right here on something. It is very, very, very tender and sore. So braces off, that's good. The splint or whatever. So we're going to go forward and hopefully at least heal 80% with this one, 85%. I didn't realize the extent of the injury when I did it. I've never broken a bone, but yeah, it got me pretty good. They said this is a bad one, just for the location and everything. It never heals 100%. So, what am I doing right now? I am working hard on my process. I've actually made quite a few. You might think it's like minor little things, but I found a way. I bought this. It's a much larger tack iron than the one I previously used forever. And I was just testing it, and I didn't like the size and the weight of it, but I finally figured out how to use this thing properly on spines. And yeah, I've just been working on that technique, and it's kind of a little bit of a game changer. It's making my job a lot easier to use this in certain cases. And yeah, if you're a member of my online forum community, go to improvedcollecting.com. I'm trying to get to the beta phase, but I'm so busy working on books and everything, I don't even have time to sit in a chair hardly to update the website. But as soon as I'm done with this 20-30 books that I have and to catch up on here, I'm going to get to that. But the good news is you can still get in at the alpha price if you want to be a member of my cleaning and pressing community. We have about 150 people now. I'd like to get that to a cozy little 300 or 400. I don't really want to get bigger than that. So if you want to get in on the ground floor, now's the time. Got a few books in that I'm going to be working on soon. I just got this one in today. Minty copy of, number 252, newsstand. That is a pretty book. Beautiful copy. I would say that's a 9.46 right now. And I was amazed to find that in raw. This one right here I just got in. I haven't even taken the front off. A gentleman sent me this one to work on, and I honestly can't remember what book this is. So let's find out together right here. Actually, it feels like it might be 2 books. Oh, okay, yeah. Is that? That's just a backing board supporting. I don't think there's a book in there. Actually, it's just 1 book. But it is a good one. Incredible Hulk 340, everybody's favorite McFarlane cover from the Hulk series, and it just doesn't get any better than that. I've obviously got a couple 9.8s myself. One of them's right there behind you. This is not the newsstand, but still, any of these are worth, making it look as beautiful as we possibly can. What else have I got down here? This one. Very, very cool, right? I just washed my hands, so don't be too concerned about me touching this book. But this one is an experiment book. A member of my community sent me this. He wants me to, and I want to figure this out. What do we do when this happens? Let me see if I can get this on camera good. Beautiful book, right? It's a MCP 77. But look. Isn't that crazy? A rare double cover. How do we fix books that are double covers? That's something I'm going to be exploring going forward here. At least on this book. I do actually have a double cover somewhere in my collection. I remember it as a kid, but I can't for the life of me find it. It'll pop up one of these days. I have no clue. It's not a Spider-Man. I just don't have any idea, but hopefully I find it one of these days. Should have done a better job of cataloging when I was a kid. I didn't actually know that was a big deal when I was a kid. I bought it off the stand that way. I got home and I was like, holy crap, this is a double cover, you know. Let's see what else we got here. FF number 5. Just got that one in yesterday. Yeah, first Doctor Doom. I mean, really? I've never had this book either in my possession, so that's really cool. Star Wars number 2. Just found a 9.6 that looked perfect. Has a couple bends. You can see on that spine right there. Let's see if I can get it in the light. Looks perfect otherwise. No real color break associated with those big ticks right there. So, yeah, excited about that one. Let's see. One you don't see very often. I got high hopes for this one right here. I think it was undergraded. And looks pretty perfect. There's a stacking bend right along here. Looks pretty perfect. I think this could be 9.6 or 8 for sure, but you don't see this one very often. I've got several copies. A gentleman wants to get a copy of this in 9.8. I've already gotten him a 9.6, but he wants the 9.8, so we're going to go for that. I think I have 4 or 5 copies of that I'm working on. Classic Iron Man and Doctor Doom here. I've got 2 big Doctor Doom books right now. Obviously, one huge one other one. This is a key. Not a huge one, but it's a beautiful, beautiful cover. A very favorite cover of Doctor Doom fans. And let's see. Oh! Incredible Hulk number 1. I think this is 1972. It's the Australian edition of Hulk 1. This is a magazine-sized book. Just got it. And I think it could get 9.2 at the most. 9.0, 9.2. But it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful copy. I've never seen that book. I mean, they're rare. You talk about rare. Look for that book. It is very rare. But it's Hulk 1. It's just in magazine form. And came out a little bit after. Got a whole bunch of Transformers, random ones, from all parts of the series. Yeah, I got 5 or 6 great books right now in the press. I wish I could show those to you. But yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. I'm excited about what's in store from what's coming up. I'm going to go ahead and finish the books in here. Start working on the community a little bit more. I'm about to hit hardcore into recording lessons for the community for the upcoming huge course that I'm going to release later this year. I've already got a small course on cleaning and pressing. I'm going to do a huge course with all details that I can think of. It's 40, 50 lessons, and it's already planned out. I just got to start recording. And but you know what? This process is evolving. The reason to do 40 or 50 short videos is because when something evolves, I can just re-record one short video and not have to redo a 2-hour video, you know what I mean? So that's kind of what's going on. So yeah, it's exciting stuff, man. I look forward to seeing some of you maybe at Heroes Con coming up soon. I'm going to be there at least 2 days, probably Friday and Sunday. Saturday, I think we have a family thing we're doing. But if anybody's there and you see me, say hi. I would love to speak to all of you. I think I saw 14 or 15 of you last year. Enjoyed every moment of those conversations, and I look forward to doing that again. Let's have some fun. That is the best convention in the world, I think. I'm a little bit biased maybe because it's right next door to me, but hey, everybody that I talk to says they think it's the best, purest comic convention out there. So if you're not already going to Heroes, please go. I'll see you next month. So that's it, man. I got some big books coming back. I'll do an unboxing on those soon. A couple process videos. So stay nerdy. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.